All right, we are back to gaming on this special edition Saturday night. We're going to do the 4 to 6 block. We got a special guest with us, and the mic's not muted this time. We got my good long-standing buddy for 7 years now. It's Artist76. Hey, Artist.
Greetings, people, but you may call me Captain Trouble.
Oh, no.
And he's spending the weekend with us like he normally does. We usually play Ravenloft together and just got done with an excellent session. And we also had a good mile-long walk, so now we're just gearing the game. You guys ready to rumble?
Yeah.
Indeed.
All right. The following takes place between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. So last block we got done investigating Quiza Station. So now what we're going to do next is we're going to head back to Coomsword and check on dear old Madeline again.
Love this music.
Yeah, it's got a great soundtrack.
Well, that song I meant.
Oh.
And yes, the rest of the game too.
And I see that Captain America has stolen another motorcycle.
He thinks Gabe looks like Captain America. I love it. All right, so we're going to head back into Coomsword. And there's Madeline again taking a look around. So let's do another think, of course, for a laugh.
If I thought about her for too long, I'd be walking funny.
All right, so I'm going to talk with her again. Smoking her cigarette. Anytime now. There we go.
Still here, huh?
It is a good place to think.
Yeah, I can see that. Hell of a place to think. Gosh, maybe I should rent some property around here just so I could stand out here every time I wanted to think. You can just feel those thinking vibes.
Go, Gabe.
Unfortunately, it does not work when there is a smart-ass American within 50 kilometers.
Yeah,
This is prickly.
but that's true of just about anywhere, really.
Sorry, darling. My face
so
is
not
tired
only-
of chasing moose and squirrel.
Yeah. So not only is she basically taking barbs at him, but he's taking barbs at himself and making fun of the whole situation. What a guy.
Yeah.
True troll.
He's gone from Captain America to Spider-Man.
So meanwhile, on the other side of the hill at La Mort, good old Mosley's there.
Motion.
But first we're going to read La Mort's sign here.
This valley has been called the Dead Man on regional maps for centuries. Some authors have attempted to link it to the Ren Enigma because one of the parchment ciphers contains the phrase, "He is there, dead."
Dead. The dead man.
Dead.
You are
So-
dead, dead, dead.
So here's another thought.
I remember something about those parchments from the museum, but I don't see how it could relate to the case.
Yet. Alright. So let's go talk over to the Mosemeister here. He's working on his GPA.
Mosley? What the hell is he doing out here?
Being suspicious as always.
So now we're going to have Gabe walk up to him like the macho man he is.
Very slowly.
Very slowly.
Oh, yeah,
So
Mosley.
he sees Gabe coming and he tosses his device back in.
Oh, hi, Gabe.
It's Gabriel, you flatfoot. What are you doing here?
Me? Oh, just looking around.
I thought you said you were busy this afternoon.
I am busy. I'm busy looking around. And if I'd wanted my mother along, I would have invited her, Knight.
Okay, all right. Forget I mentioned it.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and think here.
I could swear he's up to something. I just don't know what.
He's always up to something. It's mostly.
Now we're going to look at him.
It's the great detective himself. Ooh, he needs to get off those beignets.
And to get some better clothes. Ugh.
Beignet is basically a delicacy in New Orleans where they make a type of pastry and cover it in powdered sugar or even sometimes cinnamon. So it's technically like a donut hole, but a little fancier.
How did the game developers afford this? They've got Captain America and Leisure Suit Larry in the same game.
It's Sierra, dude. They're the same ones that made Leisure Suit Larry, so there you go.
How could I forget?
That is awesome, Ardeth. Boy, I never thought of that. Bravo. Well done. Well done.
I get 15 points to my nerdom stat.
Because he does have that gold blazer, so, you know, at Leisure Suit Larry, I mean, Leisure Suit, it's like, wow, you know.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we're going to chat with him again.
So, why are you looking around here?
I saw the sign and it looked interesting, okay? The dead man.
Interesting.
Now, doesn't that sound like something I'd find interesting?
How do you know L'Homme Mort meant the dead man? Your French is worse than mine.
I saw it in a guidebook. Look, why don't you go catch some kidnappers, will you?
I'm gone.
All right, and
Well, you got off. You woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning.
that's for damn sure. We're going to go out to the Lombard parking lot because there's our favorite bike out there.
Well, somebody took his favorite blazer, so of course he's in a bad mood.
He doesn't know we took it.
So here's that piece of crap bike.
I'm glad I didn't end up with that bike. I'd have to hurt somebody. Look at it this way. Mosley's a lot better suited to that bike than I am.
Too bad for you, mostly.
So we're going to get his license plate number here.
So that we can be a stalker.
Oh, yeah. Writing it down.
Got it.
All right. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't let us exit from here because we have to go back to where the bike is. So what we're going to do, though, is it's fine because we can go talk to Mosley about his bitchin' bike. So he tosses it back in again. And here we go.
I saw your moped in the parking lot. Nice bike.
You know, go to hell. Somebody in the group screwed up, or the moped guy screwed up. I don't know. Anyway, he had me checked off his list. Can you believe it? I was lucky to get anything. I'm gonna have a word with Madeline about it.
Oh, you should. Really. You shouldn't have to put up with that.
Tell me about it. So, what are you driving?
Oh, one of the bigger bikes. It's a little rough.
Yeah, goddamn small towns.
So, yeah, it's really rough. We have to ride a WW2 issue Harley.
During the full moon, he becomes the Mosley Rider.
The Mosley Rider. That's a good one.
And it would still be better than the Nick Cage version.
The Nick-
No, could we not mention that? It's horrible.
The Mosemeister. That's Leisure Suit Larry's cousin. It's Leisure Suit Larry and the Mosemeister. Hey, ladies, you want to come back to my room? All right.
Roger Wilco.
So we're gonna pass Madeline, and we're gonna go out to our bike, our big bike that we have to suffer through. And by suffer, I mean salvate over.
We'll go on a date with your bike again.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to Blanchefort, and there's the thumping that Pikachu loves. So there's two bikes here. There's the orange bike, and we know Wilkes left on that, and there's a red bike. So let's take a look here.
Wilkes is here doing something with that machine of his.
Oh, God. Time
Probably
to turn
some
the thing down
high-tech
again.
version of a water dowser, and probably useless.
So I think we got his license.
I've already got that license plate number.
All right. So we're going to look at this red bike.
I think that's one of the mopeds from the rental shop at Rennes-le-Chateau.
So Lady Howard and Estelle are just riding by, but if you follow them, they're just driving around the valley, so no real point to it.
Boring.
Yep.
I wonder who's here.
So what we're going to do is we are going to go up to Rock Blanc to Chateau Blanchefort. So upsy daisy. Yeah, let's make it faster there. Okay. Alright. And then we're going to loop up here. And there's Emilio sitting at the ruins of the windowed house.
Totally not weird.
He's getting some sun, so we're going to talk with him.
Good afternoon, Mr. Knight.
Back at ya. You look comfortable.
Ah, yes, I'm enjoying the sun immensely, thank you.
Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to use the binocs again. And we're going to look over in the direction of Le Femme Fatale and Le Male Muffin Butt. And they bump into each other. Fancy meeting you here. Want to go back to my shack?
Well, looks like those two are having a conflict of interest.
No
Very
worries. You'll get her in the
curious.
sequel.
Hey there. Want to come back to my shaft? My shack? Yeah, I screwed that up. There's number 6 gajillion. Alright, so Madeline went over the hill, and there's Doofus just standing there looking at his GPS system. So we're going to back out of there. Got us some points there.
You can only stare at Mosley for so long.
Yeah, that's true. Even if I could
You
stomach
have time to
it.
speak about,
Yeah.
like me about our Lord and Savior, the mighty Solar. Praise the sun.
Alright, so let's get off the... Yeah, there we go. Well, there we go. Okay. So we're going to get off of here.
Come on.
Well, I was struggling with the arrow and everything, so... Alright, so we're going to be walking out of there. And let's go get Emilio's license plate.
No.
Oh, you know what? Actually, hold on. Let me go back. I think I just remembered something. Yeah, let's go back to the lookout. I knew there was going to be something I was going to forget, but I'm glad I just remembered. Oh, that would have been bad. I don't remember if you get points for it or not, but it's still something interesting to look at if I think he's here. And no, okay. I was thinking Bukele was on top of Tor Magdala, but no, I was wrong.
Not yet.
Uh-huh. He's supposedly looking at you, and then he's kind of surprised, like, woo! Okay, so now what we're going to do is go back and get Emilio's license plate number. And then we got to go to Pikachu's favorite place in the whole wide world.
Yay.
Rock Negre.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
Thump.
Oh,
Thump.
except for that.
Had to just give her a friendly reminder. Alright, so let's go over and write.
No.
Scribble, scribble.
Apparently, Gabriel Knight's become the goddamn Batman.
It's so bad. I turned my volume almost all the way down, and it still hurts.
Alright, here we go. So there we go. That's a big black rock.
That's one
That's what
heck
she
of a
said.
big black rock.
And then we're back to the thumper again.
Oh,
Wilkes says it's a seismic survey machine. I still don't know what the hell it does.
are you kidding me? Oh, Gabe.
How could something
It's
so small
Wilkes,
make
the
such a
Australian.
Alright, we're going to talk with him again. So, we're going to crack the sandworm joke again from Dune.
Having better luck with sandworms here?
Go to hell, Knight. When I find that treasure, you're going to be laughing out of the other side of your face.
If you find the treasure, I'll laugh out of any orifice you desire.
I'll remember that.
And now we're going to ask about Big Black Rock. To be any less obvious? Alright, here we go.
So, is there something special about this place?
Rock Negre. It's just a local landmark. It means black rock.
I kind of figured out that part.
There's a white rock around here, too.
Are the names supposed to mean something?
Yeah, they mean black and white. Now stop bothering me. Go find Madeline if you want a bleeding tour.
Jackass. Alright, so we're going to save. Necessary jackass, but jackass
Why
nonetheless.
Is he so rude in the game?
I know, I made him much nicer in our rendition. Even though he's still a greedy bastard.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, so the other thing is that you can actually talk with him at different times. Like if you don't talk to him in the dining room, you can talk to him back at L'Hermitage, or you can even talk to him here for the first time and you get different dialogues. So, yep.
Once upon a time, this was standard, children.
Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back
Let's go stop.
to run the chateau. Yeah, pretty much. I'm going to get out the old glass.
Yeah, right?
Alright, so let's pick that up. But first, we are going to go over to the church.
Let's go.
At least I think.
Abbey.
Yeah, at least I think we have to. Hopefully I'm right here. Playing a majority of this from memory, so... Okay. So, we're going to go to the cemetery. And... let's see... Yep, there's Madeline in there, so I was right. We're going to listen in the office.
You are too modest, Monsieur l'Abbé. You have been studying the area for years, have you not?
My dear, I'm a man of very simple interests.
That may be, but Grand Le Chateau is one of them. You have stepped into his shoes, monsieur. You must sense a little, perhaps, of Sonia's secrets.
Don't I wish, pretty child? Don't I wish?
Tell me, have you been plagued with many treasure seekers lately? In the valley, perhaps? You would notice such a thing. A keen man like you.
Ah, yes. There are things afoot, mademoiselle.
How you make my heart beat. You have perhaps seen diggers? In some particular location?
There are always diggers, but those who desire true illumination must look deeper than the soil.
Oh, I agree. But you are being coy with me. I wish to know how many come seeking and how they impress you. Will you not tell me?
My dear, I will tell you anything you like, but perhaps we would be more comfortable in my little house. Come.
And then I love the animation she has, where it's just like, yeah, just standing there. Doesn't seem too thrilled.
He just got hit with 50 charm.
Yikes. Maybe I should learn something about the treasure.
So yeah, everybody's after it. So we're gonna go over to the little parish here and let's knock.
I could bug him,
Oh,
but maybe
I already
I'll
heard
wait till
that.
he's out and about.
Let's not, or listen.
Oh, gee, I'm not sure I want to hear what's going on in there.
Foreshadowing.
All right. So I think it's time.
Well, not really foreshadowing, just very kinky.
Bow, bow. All right, so we're gonna go over to Larry Chester's house,
Yes.
and this is one of my favorite parts in day one. So good music too. So
I'll go get the Harley.
So let's talk to Shockwave. And, get ready for a history lesson too. But first, we're going to take a look around. Oops. There we go.
That must be Chester's car.
You think?
No.
Look at his cabin.
This must be the place the Abbé told me about.
Maybe.
Look at the tree.
That tree must come in handy. It gets damn hot around here.
Sit under the tree.
Let's hide behind the tree.
Oh, I don't think that's necessary at the moment.
Not yet, at least. So now we're spying on Larry through his window.
It's a window.
Like the perverts we are. And then there's a hole in the window.
That's what I call the lived-in look. There is a hole in the window. But it's not a very big one.
That's an early thought there. So now we're going to look over at this collapsed clothesline.
Crucifying rabbits, maybe?
And then there's a back door here. Let's knock
I'd
on
rather
the back
use
door.
the front door. I don't know, it's just more formal somehow.
Somehow. You in the... Oh, you're in the freezer. Okay, Pikachu went to the freezer.
Yep. Hello.
Try to get curds and whey.
No.
She was trying
But
to
I did find ice cream in there.
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to cure Victor Freeze's wife.
Oh,
She's such a good Samaritan.
now I can't even finish this block. That's so sad. I'm just kidding. All right, man, ice cream sounds good there.
Ice cream.
All right, so we're gonna knock on the door. Not too much, but yeah. Wait, is he coming from all the way in the back? Yeah, it's okay. There we go. All right, I summoned him. All right, so let's do this again. There we go.
Axio Gabe.
Hello. May I help you?
I hope so. The name is Knight. Gabriel Knight. The Abbé at Rennes-le-Chateau recommended you as a Templar scholar.
Did he now?
Yep. He said, go talk to Larry Chester about the Templars. And then he said, and let me know what you think.
Well, in that case, you'd better come in. Can I get you some tea?
No, thank you.
Now then, what can I do for you, Mr. Knight?
So as you can see, great music, and you can tell it's Shockwave. Just take the robotics out of it, and it's Shockwave's voice.
Yes,
All right.
Megatron.
So before we talk with him, let's just take a look around the room, and he's just going to sit there and let us. So first we're going to look at the painting.
Yes, this is not suspicious behavior.
See, there you go.
That painting's about as colorful as Larry himself.
Look at the maps.
The guy's into maps.
Look at the file cabinet.
Boy, can you imagine the exciting stuff in this guy's files?
Yes.
I think he'd mind.
Try to break in. So look at his computer.
I prefer an old manual myself.
Oh dear God, I actually owned one of those when I was a kid.
And if you're wondering what a manual is, that's basically a fancy name for a typewriter.
Oh.
Can't look at the lamp, can't look at the phone, but you can look at the desk.
He's obviously working on something.
Still hate the lamp.
Yep. Let's look at Larry.
Larry Chester. He's supposed to be writing a book on the Templars.
All right. So let's go over to the clock.
It's a clock. An alarm clock.
What were you saying?
Of course she's still angry with the lamp. It took away her parents and she's been on a quest for revenge ever since.
You need to stand closer to us.
Oh,
I
sorry.
can barely hear you on the mics.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Man, little sister's twisted tonight. I demand. No, I was kidding.
But wait, which one of us is the little sister?
Wow. Have I been lied to? Have I been lied to these 26 years?
What did he say?
I don't know.
Which one of us is little sister is what he said.
Ouch!
Dang.
Whoa!
Ardeth and Pikachu had their bassinets switched at birth. Woo!
Oh no.
All right, let's use the alarm clock.
Why would I want to do that?
Let's look at the bookcase.
Yep, he's a writer, all right. Only writers have this many books.
Hey.
All right, well, that's that for that, and let's talk with him, and let's have a history lesson. Left to right, of course.
Madame Girard mentioned that the Holy Grail is sometimes linked to the Templars.
It is, yes. In many of the early Grail legends, the knights were described as Templars, wearing the white mantle with a red cross.
She said something about them actually finding the Grail in the Holy Land. Do you think that's possible?
Yes, I do.
So we'll go to the Grail again.
So you think the Templars found the Holy Grail in Jerusalem and brought it back here?
Let me put it this way. When the Templars were founded in 1118, there were 9 knights. Their stated purpose was to protect pilgrims on the road. But for years they did nothing of the sort. They were given quarters in the Temple of Solomon by King Bedouin himself. There they stayed, and there they excavated for 9 years. Then, in 1128, they changed completely. They returned to Europe and began recruiting. Their wealth and power grew on an unprecedented curve.
So you do think they found the Grail?
I think you're taking the legend of the Grail a little too literally. As with many things of the Middle Ages, it was often wiser and safer to speak in allegory.
What's the Holy Grail an allegory of?
I have a feeling that will come to light sometime in the next decade.
So now we're going to go to the manuscript.
The Abbé mentioned that you're working on a book.
Yes, I'm a historian.
And you're writing about the Templars?
Oh, exactly. This area is rich in Templar history. That's why I thought I'd come here to write. It's a kind of sabbatical, really.
A sabbatical from what?
I teach at a prep school in Manchester.
All right. And then we're going to talk about Rennes-le-Chateau.
Is there any reason to think the Templars left something here, specifically?
It's not unknown that the Templars were digging in the region. They claimed they were mining the old Roman gold veins, but they hired only German workers who couldn't communicate with the locals. Naturally, that led to some speculation.
Talk about the Templars.
I read in the museum that several of the Templar founders and a Grand Master were from this region.
That's true. They also had several bases here and owned a great deal of land. The Chateau de Serres, for example, was built on top of an old Templar fortress.
One thing before we continue, when Larry's talking, if you notice, his lips and chin are moving, but his goatee isn't moving with his chin.
That's because Shockwave is so evil, his goatee doesn't have to move with his chin.
Alright, so next we're going to do the Templars again.
Why were the Templars accused of heresy?
There are many theories, but most scholars agree that King Philip was jealous of their authority. He wanted to confiscate their land and their reputed treasure. Unfortunately, the Templars themselves helped him make his case. They boasted of the secrets they'd learned in the Holy Land.
Secrets?
Mystical secrets from Kabbalists and Arabic astronomers. Of course, to Christendom this was nothing but witchcraft. Those who confessed were released. Those who did not were burnt at the stake, including the last Grand Master, Jacques Molay.
And they dissolved completely after that?
The Knights Templar were no more, yes.
Now we're going to talk about the treasure.
The Templars had a lot of wealth, right? Gold, money, land.
Absolutely.
And that's one possibility for the alleged local treasure? The Templar stash?
Yes, but
You don't think so?
they had warning before their arrest. Perhaps some chose to believe that the church would ultimately protect them, but they had enough sense to move the treasure.
To where?
There are various locations. Ireland and Scotland have a great deal of Templar history, for example.
Treasure again.
If the Templars smuggled out their treasure, wouldn't that sort of blow the Grail theory?
Perhaps there were some things that were too large or too, shall we say, localized to take with them. No, they left something behind in the Languedoc. You can be sure of that, Mr. Knight.
Alright, so that's it for Shockwave, and now we're going to exit.
Thanks for the info, Mr. Chester.
Optimus lives.
You're most welcome.
Till all are one.
Now that we are gone,
What
Shockwave
is your
can
interest in the
transform.
Templars, if you don't mind my asking?
No, I don't mind. Thanks again.
Sorry that Pikachu decided to talk during the dialogue.
Sorry.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll kick your butt afterwards.
No.
How dare you!
Yeah,
How dare you! You're hitting a woman. I'll save you. I'll save you, Pikachu.
Sorry,
I'll be your white knight.
A cyber ninja versus a Pokemon. Take your bets, people. It's going to be on death battle.
No, Gray Fox, that name... I'll get this out of the way. Gray Fox 37 comes from this. My pet name, for my girlfriend is basically Fox from once girlfriend long ago, but that was a very long time ago, and I still like the name. Gray basically is the color of balance between black and white, and 37's my lucky number, so which is another balanced number between black and white, 13 and 7 or 3 and 7. So unlucky and lucky. I'm right in between. Alright, so now we are going to take off and head back to Rennes Chateau. This will end the block. So quick one tonight. Alright, so here's the game plan. Since Christmas is coming up, Pikachu is going to be heading home on Monday. I have to stay here and work the week, so we'll call it a break there. She will return on Christmas. Our folks are arriving on the 28th and are going to be staying the weekend for the National Championship semifinals at 2 o'clock on the 29th for Notre Dame Clemson, and we're going to be going around and things like that. So basically, we probably won't get to recording again until probably want to say maybe the 26th. We may be able to do a session and just get day one out of the way officially, since this is the last block of the day, and kind of go from there. And hopefully, like, what will happen is maybe after we're done with Gabriel Knight 3, we'll start playing some classic like Nintendo games and stuff like that. We'll maybe watch Pikachu and their inner fighters like
that would be fun.
Ninja Turtles or Street Fighter.
Street Fighter, yeah.
I mean, Ardith might even want to play, or I'll play against her. And
we could do the Capcom game that we got recently too.
Or she could kick my ass at Blast Blue again.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Would be funny.
What Capcom game we got recently?
Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I think?
Oh, well, unfortunately, I don't have the capacity to record over there, so, yeah. But, I mean, I do have a connection for it, but I don't know where it is to my HD TV. But, you know, when I find it, that would be a wonderful idea. But, unfortunately, the headsets don't stretch out that far, so
Sure.
I am pretty damn sure. Yeah. So, anyway, what we're going to do, I mean, let's just say this. If you go too far, you're going to yank it out and you're going to ruin.
Yeah. It probably would be just short of it.
Exactly. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the session, and we'll see you sometime next week. So we're going to be taking a break for a while, and hopefully we'll have some more special guests. Definitely when we start playing classic games, we'll have Zombie over for sure, and then also we're looking at Starkiller 69 to come over too. But for the time being, I'm Gray Fox 37.
This is Pikachu 23 signing off.
I'm the Creeping Madness Argith 76.
And we bid you adieu, and hopefully Arizona beats Baylor tonight. Merry Christmas indeed.
Go Cats.
Go Cats.
Yeah.
Go Irish. Here we go.